my little soapbox for a second.
It's Mark Sherwin's Contractor Marketing Soapbox.
Your guide to getting found, selected, and remembered.
And now, here's Mark.
Hey, Soapboxers, welcome back. I have got an amazing show today. Actually, probably shouldn't call it a soapbox anymore. We're going to probably have to end up calling it a hot seat. I'm going to introduce you to a gentleman, a friend, but somebody who's not afraid to tell me what it's like is Travis Dawson. Dawson's Electric Heating and Air here in the Raleigh area. Welcome, Travis. Welcome in.
What's going on, Mark?
Hey. Good
to be here.
Thanks. I appreciate you, brother. So you and I are going back and forth on text message, and I'm inviting you to my podcast, and I'm giving you some ideas. And next thing I know, you throw one out that says, why do contractors hate marketing firms? And, well, a little sedacious in nature, I could not have expressed enough that it was a topic that long needed to be talked about in a forum like this. So I appreciate that challenge, Travis, but I'm going to put you on the hot seat too a little bit on this. So we're going to share in that, we'll call it the hot seat take, if you will, podcast. What do you hate about marketing companies what have you encountered that you know others have encountered, right, with marketing companies? And why does this word hate or maybe lesser terms out there? What prompted that?
Well, I will say hate is a strong word, but just being able to hold your marketing company accountable. You know, I'm just a contractor who knows how to do electrical work, heating and air work, things like that. And then you hire somebody, you hire a firm, and you think they're taking care of things, and they you get together once a month and they show you their little data sheets and make everything they do sound so great, but on the backside of things, half of it we don't understand. And then it's like, well, show me what you're actually doing that I'm paying for. Sure. So that's, I think, where most contractors get hung up. They don't necessarily understand the data that they're being given. And, you know, some of the things we just can't see.
It's funny. It's not funny. This is a very serious topic because I hear stories constantly of contractors switching marketing firms, one every year, 3 and 4 years, they switch marketing firms. Keep going. And I have a feeling that it's a lot about what you're talking about. And they're just never satisfied. They're never getting what they need. They're never understanding what's happening in the back end, money going out, et cetera. And so for a marketing, I'll give you the marketing, the they ask you answer style from a marketing perspective, a marketing company's perspective. I want to show you all the stuff that we're doing in the background. Ultimately, when is it that, and this is a question back to you a little bit, when is it that contractors care most about what their marketing company is doing?
When you don't have calls.
That's exactly right. When the calls dry up, is when you sit there and I got X amount going out the door. What am I getting for that? Right? Why are my phones not? Ultimately, you're asking not what are you doing, Mr. Company, but why? How can we fix my phones? How can we get them ringing again? And that's what I found that most people are equating back to the original cause. We're sitting there, we're doing the same thing. All right, we're getting that done. Okay. And, write a page of content and do this FAQ and put this picture on the website and get this backlink. And meanwhile, if the phone was ringing off the hook, you probably wouldn't be asking me those questions. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
And we're sitting there going, as a marketing company, like, hey, I want to look at your statistics. Like, why do you only have a 30% close ratio? Or why are you only booking 1 out of every, 5 calls that you get? Like, I have my own things that I want to talk about too. So there's this, we're equally on this hot seat. And then I think, Travis, and I'd like your perspective on this. And this is for anybody. If you're listening to this either today or after, right, and you're talking to your marketing firm, or because I'm assuming I don't have a lot of marketing firms on here today watching, but if you're a contractor and you want to know what to talk about with your marketing firm, ask them about leads. Ask them about what they're doing to put calls on the board, put things on the form fills, the emails. What's happening to get that going? I'll be honest with you, Travis. I don't know that you really care about how many backlinks you got, or how many blog posts were done, or how many keywords were optimized. What you want from your marketing firm is, how can you help me make that phone ring? Because I can guarantee it's not a blog post, unless we were giving away $100 bills. Right? How do we bridge this gap of understanding each other and what the goals are? I'm not hiding from, no marketing company should ever hide from the traffic and all those reports you were talking about. But Travis, I'm trying to formulate this question properly, but if we as a marketing company stop showing you traffic and other our reports, what reports would you want to see that are more important to you?
Well, I think most contractors are pretty competitive by nature. And if you're managing the SEO side of things, I want to be number one. So I want to know what it takes for me to get to number one. So, and then also when you're looking at the data sheets and stuff that we go over, just show me what actually happened this month. Okay, we did all these great things, but just show me what we actually did to make me move to number one. Would be what I.
That's a fun one. So no marketing company can tell you, or should ever tell you, a couple of things, but they should never guarantee results. Let's get that out of the way. Meaning positioning. Sometimes, blow the lid right off of the internet marketing industry, we have no idea what we did to get you number one. That's the honest truth. I will tell you unequivocally, what gets people to number one is pretty standard, and keeps you there is a standard approach. But Google controls the narrative. I don't control Google. I just know what Google's looking for. So I will make a change to your website. Today you look, you're number one. Tomorrow we look, you're number 4, and Google's just playing games. Why is Google playing that game? And why can't I say you're number one and you're staying number one in that competitive mode? It's because Google is constantly changing the rules. They've changed the rules so far this year several times. And it's a short year so far. And you can probably see that in your search results. You can probably see that in your traffic. You can probably see that in just how people are calling you today. You've got Google calling you now for their AI bot looking for prices. If you haven't seen that, that's coming. I will tell you this: getting you to the top of those search results there's a I'm gonna say it's easy, but it requires both of us working in tandem, and it's nothing that I did specifically. I have the knowledge to help you get there, but it's nothing that I did specifically. I didn't call Google. I didn't, do some tweak on your website and all of a sudden you're number one. I went through a series of things that I know Google's looking for, and then Google did an update, you're number one. They did another update, you're number 4. They did another update, you're number 2. And it's this constant battle that we're struggling against on Google's end. it's frustrating because I want you to be number one, stay number one. I also don't mind if you're number three and you're being chosen and getting, because people know who you are, right? So there's that element too. As long as your phone's ringing, I'm happy. As I can't control Google. But from a reporting perspective, what would you suggest that a marketing company's goal is to provide you data and information that you can utilize not only internally, but you understand it and are able to act on it from a corporation perspective. Like you download your whatever dispatch software data, and you're like, okay, these are the zip codes that I need to do more work in. These are very profitable things. You look at data slightly differently than we do. If you're telling me, right, you're my client, what report besides ranking reports and stuff like that, what can I show you? And I'm trying to make sure that I articulate this properly. What can I show you that shows you value in your relationship with us? What can any marketing company go? Is it just activity? Is it lead attribution? Is it revenue? What can as a marketing company can I show you that's believable and you see value in?
So I think we have a lot of information in front of us, obviously with Service Titan, and we're able to track our ROI and see how we're closing, and see if our marketing is working. And when we get together and we go over some different things monthly, what I like to see is kind of like if I was coming to your house doing some electrical work. I gave you some pricing up front. We went over some options. You signed off on it. You went on about your day. You went into your office, did your podcast, or started working on some stuff. And I just, maybe I gave you a price of $3,000 or so. You signed off on it. Well, you come back to me. I come to you a few hours later. Hey, Mark, we're all done here. Time to pay up, and then I give you the bill, but I never really took the time to go over what I just did with you. So most electrical things are in the wall or maybe in the crawl space, or you can't necessarily see it. So it would be my job, what I should do before I go back and just give you the bill. I just go in and I say, hey, Mark, come with me and let me show you everything that I just did. And do you have time for a minute? And then I just walk you around and show you, hey, we ran this wire through the crawl space. We did this. We put in this new outlet right here for you. I just go over sort of everything that we did during our process, because you may have not been paying attention and you really don't know what we did. So if I do that, if I just give you the bill and you don't know what I did, you feel like, man, what the heck did he do for $3,000? All I see is this little outlet stick sitting here. So does that make sense? Like, I would like a little breakdown, of, hey, this is what we did this month to help improve your rankings. We did this, and this, and I just feel like that would help communication when you're talking to your marketing company.
It's sort of an eye opener for me, because you're not wrong on any of that. That is a extraordinarily insightful way to look at this problem. Because you know what, as a homeowner, right, the things that I can't see that I just paid for, I'd really like your expertise and go through it with me. Hey, I ran into this problem here. This is how I fixed it, et cetera, so forth. And that helps me tremendously justify the price, so to speak, from a homeowner's perspective. From a marketer's perspective, and we look at it and kind of flip the tables around on it, I'm looking at I'm trying to show you the results of my effort, not my effort. And maybe that's the disconnect in this industry, in this relationship, and why contractors hate marketing companies is because we're more interested on the outcome of our efforts than the efforts to produce the outcome. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much know that, especially in the organic search or SEO game, that it's not an overnight thing, or it's not immediately going to make my phone ring. So we know it's like a long process, and I know you're dealing with Google's constantly changing things or whatever else. But I think, just like I was talking about at the end of the call, I go through and I show you some different things of what we actually did, and then maybe, hey, Mark, here's some different things that I noticed while I was doing it that I suggest that we maybe tweak in the future, or we do a couple of things right here, and this is what we're going to try next month, and we're going to see what happens. So just just communicating about those things that we can't necessarily see on our own.
Yep.
I feel like would help to know, oh, they are actually doing something for me, or they are putting forth effort to make sure that we're constantly climbing or constantly working towards getting towards the top. Does that make sense there?
It makes perfect sense. Again, you're coming in from a perspective of not every contractor cares about the steps taken to get to the result. A lot of people just hire their marketing company and go get me results. Just go do it. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I cannot encourage you enough. If you're listening to this now or later or whenever, and you're a contractor and you think just hiring your marketing company and you can go off and do your own thing and run your company and marketing company is going to magically make it happen. Travis just showed you, I'm showing you, that is not the common denominator in this is communication, is talking, right? Is asking the tough questions. Looking under the hood, what's going on, and being involved in your marketing, and their marketing company being involved in your in your company, getting to know you guys, getting to know what's happening there. Why is your quality of the calls, right? We can look at that. Like why is your booking rate going down? Is it the way your marketing company needs to be putting you on the hot seat too? We just can't always take it for what it is. Take your word for it. I've had clients, and I'm not even exaggerating. I showed him he had 1,000 text messages in over 3 months. And we showed him all the data on a continual basis. 3 months later, he cancels, and come to find out, I didn't want to answer all those text messages. I just wanted them to call me. And therein lies like this problem of communication. So if anybody takes anything away from this, one of the big things to avoid the hot seat from your contractor perspective, or even the perspective of the marketing company, is communication, transparency. What are you doing on it, and why are you doing it? And then ultimately, what are the results? And I love your analogy, Travis. I thought that was great, right? You go under my crawl space for an hour doing your HVAC tune-up, and I don't know what you tuned up. I don't know what benefit that I have. What did you find underneath there? I've experienced all facets of this personally, where somebody just comes up and says, "Give me $100." What'd you do? What'd you find? Did you find anything? Right? And they can't show me pictures. They don't show me videos. You guys take pictures and videos, right? When you're
yes, sir.
Under that stuff. Please continue to do that. Travis, there's reporting is one thing, communication is another. Why do you think contractors skip around to marketing agencies?
Skip around the marketing agencies.
Yeah.
I mean, you always want to know, is there something better? Or, all right, have I exhausted all my efforts here? Do I need to try something different? You know, I guess I've probably done that with you before, Mark. So I know originally we started out, had a great relationship, and we and still do. I just got in my mind that, hey, I want to try a little something different to see if the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. I'm trying to go to the next level now. Maybe my marketing company is not producing as they should. Maybe I should try this to see what happens. And you know, some things you learn from maybe trying another marketing company. Now I'm back with you guys. So what's that tell you? Maybe I didn't get what I wanted, you know.
The grass isn't always greener. Anybody considering, what's advice that you have for people considering changing, moving agencies? Is there a series of questions that you would ask them, put them on the hot seat, so to speak, that you would want to tell other contractors to ask? You just went through this with us, and you know, you shopped around, and I appreciated that. And you know, we won. They chose us. I get that, but while you know, there's other contractors listening to this, what's some advice you have for them to put that marketing company on the hot seat? Is it a series of questions? Is it a specific question that like triggers like, yeah, that's what I needed to hear?
I think with how I did it was basically just seeing if the company aligned with who we were. Not necessarily putting them on the hot seat, but just, I didn't need somebody to tell me to overpromise and underdeliver. I needed somebody to kind of be real with me and tell me what they were going to do. I mean, it's going to be my job to my job to communicate, make sure those things happen, make sure we do what's needed on our end to try to reach our goals, obviously. But I feel like it's just kind of like if I was hiring an employee, I would make sure that they align with our core values first.
Sure.
And make sure that they're, you know, that we can just communicate. Are probably the biggest things. And obviously they would have to have a good track record for me to even sit down with them. And you guys do. So that would be number one. Are they in the industry? Do they know how to push the right buttons? Do they know all of these things? And then once we sit down and communicate, you know, do they align with who we are?
I cannot express to you enough that whole statement right on the bottom of our screen right here. Make sure your marketing company aligns with your values and communication style. I'm going to flip that around and say the exact same thing for who the marketing company does business with, right? I have chosen over my 15 years in business to not take on everybody. I can't help everybody, right? The people that think that I have a magic wand or a magic Google phone, I pick it up and I call Google and you're number one and you're a millionaire. Like I can't express to you enough that aligns with values and goals is extraordinarily powerful. This is also a parlay into another, let's say, topic. And it's actually, I believe Ray is in the background. He's kind of helped me with this. And I believe we have some questions. But Ray, can you pop that one question up? The first one we got about the, sometimes marketers can't get clients on meetings. And how do we take more time to explain ourselves? This question, you want to know where frustration exists with contractors or marketers with contractors? It's this. Just go make it happen. I don't need to talk to you. You don't need my data. You don't need to hear from me. Just make my social media posts. You know, thousands of people show up. What do you say to this? What's your initial reaction to this question?
Well, I've been there. So, depending on your size, and this would be something that, you should probably consider when you're interviewing somebody to do business with them. When you're a certain size, you don't have time to jump on. It's easy to miss these meetings because you're concentrating on everything else that you need to be doing as an owner to try to make sure that you're making money and profitable, and everything seems to get in your way and keep you from jumping on those calls with your marketing company. But I think when you get to a certain size and you maybe have somebody help you with that, a coordinator, and maybe they can do some things that you're not the best at because you know how to do electrical or HVAC or plumbing or whatever else, but you don't necessarily have time to do all the stuff that the marketing company needs you to do. I think it's very hard in the beginning to really take the time and do it. So I guess, we're guilty of that, and it would be better to spend your time, those 45 minutes, hour, whatever it takes a month, to just sit down and go over some goals and discuss those things with your marketing company, so that they can help you achieve those goals.
An expectation, sort of setting an expectation ahead of time that I'm not going to be on every call. I can't be there all the time. And this is my expectation in between when I am able to talk and when I'm not. Too many times, I think both, especially the marketing side, right? We just push, right? Here's your reports. Go look at them when you can. Here's your social media posts. Go approve them when you can, right? But having that upfront conversation and going, I don't have that time. I'm just one truck, or I'm 5 people, and we're always busy. And having that conversation and understanding ahead of time, your marketing company should be nimble enough that it understands that and is able to modify their processes and procedures to accommodate. I think marketing companies get too into following a standard operating procedure. Some of the large marketing companies certainly, right? Just how do we move through the day, and how do I get to the next project? When I think what I believe we here at Lead Nearby do probably as good or better than most is we try to be nimble in our approach and be understand your position. I just got off the phone before this call with a young lady, and it was just her. She knows everything. She has to take a day off just to take a call. And I was like, that's nuts. I'm thinking to myself, that's really rough. So how do I help her? And we talked about expectation setting and being able to trust that things are happening on one end with and not need constant supervision. So there's a two-way street here, Travis, that I think most marketing companies and contractors really need to get to the bottom of, is asking the hard question. Where do we see value? How do we communicate moving forward? And what your expectation is in the middle. Right? I couldn't make it to that appointment. Your marketing company should know what your priorities are, what your expectations are during that time, and able to react to them. Agree, disagree, add to?
Yeah, I think just sitting down and being clear in the beginning of, hey, I'm 2 people right now. I won't be able to make all of these, but if you'll work with me, we'll do what we can to be able to communicate back and forth. But just setting the expectations and kind of letting them know up front, but don't expect but so much if you don't put the effort in.
That was probably the biggest piece of information, right? If you're not going to put effort in, Mr. Client, your expectations have to be, you're going to temper them a little bit. You're not going to be number one. You're not going to set the world on fire if you're not contributing to that. I'll name drop a little bit, but people like Joe Stripmatter and a couple of guys, Corey Hickman, I've had conversations with them. Some of you know from Service Nation Alliance, you recognize the names, but I had conversations with them about, what they felt their contribution to marketing should be as the owners of their company. And collectively, they understood over time, not initially, but over time as they got bigger, that they needed to spend more and more of their time on marketing. At least 50%, I believe was Joe's quote, of not only working with the agency, but their branding, their community involvement, their other things that they were doing became even more important over time. So it was so awesome to hear you say that. And if any contractors out there, that was one of the biggest pieces of information here. You get what you put in. It's not how much money you spend. It's not. It's more about how much effort you put in. You ever been frustrated with a marketing company when you go, hey, just do my social media posts? Well, I need photos. I wasn't there at the award that you just got. I wasn't there at the parade you were just at. Like, do you have photos of the things that you did? Like, I need that to personalize the social media. Otherwise, you're going to be frustrated because Happy Valentine's Day from your friends at Dawson's. Like, that's what did anybody, by the way, side note on all of this, go check out Travis's socials. They got him dressed up. They got you had a costume on for Christmas. Please go and check it out. These guys are doing a phenomenal job out there with that sort of thing. Fun crowd over there. As a matter of fact, make sure I'm putting you on the spot, right? We'll put some his social media channels in here. Last but not least, and this is kind of a summation of this conversation, Travis, is hate was a strong word, right? We don't really hate each other. Marketing companies and contractors shouldn't hate each other. If you do hate your marketing company, look for something else potentially. Either look to repair the relationship with proper expectation setting and kind of starting off where we were earlier. Ask the tough questions of your marketing company and get to know them. Go back to, do they align on a moral level, on a company level? And there's some of your answers. Your marketing company, if we've been in business any length of time, we know what we're doing. We just need your help and guidance along the way. Travis, there's I would say old saying, but you ever go into an auto mechanic shop and it says $100 per hour, $150 if you want to watch, and $300 an hour if you want to help. It's kind of the opposite in our industry. I don't know if you knew that or not. I have to charge more the less you want to help. Marketing companies have to charge more the less you want to help. Have you seen those signs?
Yes, I have.
I believe we have
that same approach. I take that same approach too.
That's why my bill's so high. Got it. We got a couple more questions. What do you? Thank you, Greg. Travis, when contractors think about SEO, do they focus more on individual keywords or on covering customer questions and topics as a whole? Love this question, Greg. Thank you. What do you think, Travis?
I think it's a little of both, all in the above. So you have to have strong keyword ranking, obviously, but also, as Mark has suggested, the book to me. What's the name of your favorite book, Mark?
They Ask You Answer, followed up by Endless Customers. Love those two books. Well done,
So-
Mark. And little plug.
It's all about really answering people's questions.
Yes, sir.
So that would be my answer.
It's all about for me and what I teach and the way I approach this. If you're out there educating the consumers on, I'll use AC repair, everybody's favorite keyword, electrician, everybody's favorite keyword, plumber, another one. If you are just hoping that saying plumber on a page 3 times in the header and the H1 tag, right, is going to get you top placement, you are wrong. It did 5-10 years ago. We could play around with that. Backlinks would help a little bit. Today, Google's looking to be more educated. The search engines and the searchers are looking to be more educated. They're going to want to see more information on what is an electrician? What do you do? Why is a generator? Why do I need an electrician to install a generator? Like, people have more and more questions now as they try to educate themselves so that they are not ripped off, so that they are, they know what they need kind of going into it. They want to know what their general pricing might be. So people are asking more and more questions. And now with the advent of generative engine or AI, they're asking more and more questions. So you want top search engine positioning on keywords, be the educator on the keyword. Think of your website as a repository for information that substantiates and builds off of why you are the expert on electrical services in your area. You will earn top positioning on the best keywords while also helping your generative engine approach. I love that question, Gray. That was a really good question. And it is, you're absolutely right, Travis, a little bit of both. But you got to do one to get the other.
Mm-hmm.
What are your, was there any more questions? I got Ray down here texting me on my phone. I think there was another question, but I can't be positive. Good to go, Ray says. He's hot on the. As always, I appreciate the time, Travis. Any words of wisdom on the way out of here?
I appreciate it too, Mark, and appreciate you guys at Leads Nearby and just getting us back up and rolling. And I would say, words of wisdom would just be sit down and communicate with your marketing company. Let them know what your expectations are. And if they're not meeting them, let them know.
Yeah.
And see if you can work instead of switching, maybe see if you can work it out. See if you can get on the same level. Make sure that they have the same values that you have.
Stop hating them from afar. It's funny. You talk to clients and they're like, I've been unhappy for the last 6 months. Who have you told? Like I as the owner of Leads Nearby, every single client has my personal cell phone number. Like, I am a text message away. You've texted me, like, Mark, I need some help. I'm there for you. That is what I believe to be one of the core differentiators in us, is being available for our clients. And I encourage you to encourage your marketing company out there to help you in a similar fashion, if that's what you're looking for from your relationship. Again, Travis, appreciate you as always, brother. It's been a pleasure. And hopefully we get to catch some fish here soon.
All right.
Oh, is there a question coming in? Jerry, when working with a marketing company, at what point does Travis feel like there are delays or bottlenecks? Way to pipe in at the last minute there, Jerry. When working with a marketing company, at what point does Travis feel there are delays or bottlenecks?
Delays or bottlenecks? Jerry's gonna make it tough on me. I thought we were fixing to roll.
Yeah, you just throw that right in there just after the last minute.
That is one thing that I think marketing companies, I wish they were a little bit better about. timelines in the beginning, so that you don't have to be so back and forth about when is this going to happen? What are we going to do here? So having a calendar built with the timelines of when we're expected to hit these marks and do these things. So
Can I flip the table on you a little bit?
Go ahead, Mark.
Well, this is the next natural thing, because I do this on a consistent basis, and then you'll understand by the question. What if you're the holdup? I got the calendar all written out, everything else, right? We're going to meet these goals. That calendar, if you, the contractor, didn't hit a goal or didn't hit a point on that, right? Or is it the contractor? Should it be the contractor's expectation that everything now shifts?
No, I think the marketing company needs to be clear about expectations for me, as well as the expectations that they have for themselves on the timelines. Like, okay, you need to have me this by this date. And if you don't have it, then we're going to push this out. So,
okay. As long as you
understand clear communication again, really.
Too many clients think, oh, well, just make up the time. You can do it. Right? They still hold me to the original timeline, even though they're 2 weeks late on something.
Well, you know how that is.
Okay, that's fair. But again, it goes back to communication. It goes back to understanding the bottlenecks do happen. It goes back to timelines and deadlines are missed, but those are not accusatory. Those shouldn't be ever. That is a team working together, a partnership working together, saying, okay, how can either we make up the time or that impacted us in this way. Your marketing company, like the way I try to teach my people, we'll try to make it up the time if we miss a deadline. If we do, we'll try to make it up. If you do, we try to make it up. But at some point, there is an expectation that timeline does shift. Most clients don't want to hear that, unfortunately. But I'm glad to hear that some do and are okay with it. Kind of like me inviting you out to my house saying, hey, run this wire under my crawl space, and you show up and I don't have a crawl space. That would be a problem. Or cutting the so everybody knows they cut my pool line while putting it in, and Travis came out here. Travis to the rescue, and got my pool pump running not long ago. So I appreciate all of you, everybody here listening. I appreciate everybody coming in. If you have questions, dawsonselectric.com, marketleadsnearby.com, come into my website as well, leadsnearby.com. I am more than happy to answer any questions for you and your relationship with your marketing company, or vice versa, your marketing company. I'll help you with your contractors. I'll just take them off your hands. No, I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much again.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
It's Mark Sherwin's Contractor Marketing Soapbox. Call Mark to learn more. 919-758-8420.